Okay, sixth grade. So I'm going to take what you learned in your PowerPoint that you just watched in our video that we went through, and I'm going to do it with a practice problem that looks a lot like your cool down today. So the problem I'm asking is this. If I have a cube that has a volume of 6 to the power of 3, what would be the surface area of that cube? So I just want you to problem solve with me for just a second. If I have a cube with a volume of 6 to the power of 3, then I know if volume is length times width times height, and that is 6 to the power of 3. Well, I know 6 to the power of 3 is just 6 times 6 times 6. And that makes sense because a cube is just made up of a bunch of squares. I want you to just rough draw a cube for me on your paper. So I should see, right, that there is a square on every single side of my shape, right? 4 squares going around that are connected with a square on top and a square on bottom. So that being said, my height, length, and width, right? I have 6, 6, and 6. So that means I'm multiplying 6 times 6 times 6 to find the volume, or how many squares are inside of that figure. Now, if I want to use this information to find the surface area of the cube, then I have to think to myself, surface area, meaning the area of each face to cover the entire surface of the shape. So I want you to pause your video here and tell me what you would do in this next step to be able to figure out surface area of this figure. Okay, so if you pause the video, you thought about it, you would have realized something here, right? The area of one face or one side is a 6 by 6. So just this face alone, right? So one side of the cube is going to be a 6 by 6 or 36 tiles, right? 36 squares. The question is, how many faces or sides are there to my cube? Well, I have a side here, and then there is one here and one here. And for every side I see, there's an opposite, right? So if this is the front of my cube is 36, then there's a back side that's 36, right? So if I'm thinking front and back, that's 36 times 2, right? I have 36 on the front, but I also have 36 on the back. Then that means this top is 36 because it's a 6 by 6. And that means there's also a matching bottom, right? Top and bottom to my cube. So that's another 36 times 2. And here on my right side, I have a 6 by 6, which is 36. So that means my corresponding left side is going to be 36 times 2. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, every side has its matching opposite that I can't see, but if I were to spin it around, I would notice that there are a total of 6 sides to my cube, right? 4 going around and 2 on top and bottom. So what I could do is 2 different things. I could either take 36 times 2 and think of that solution, right, 3 times, or I could simply just say, well, 36 times 6 sides is how much surface area it would take for all 6 sides to be covered, right? 36 for each one. So if I multiply 36 times 6, I get 216. So my surface area for my cube would be 216 because each side, right, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, all over my cube to cover it would be 216 total, okay? On your cool down today, you're going to see this done again with sevens. So if at any point your cool down looks hard, come back to this problem and work it out in pieces alongside your cool down as a way of helping you. All right, guys, have a wonderful Monday.